All right, so what I want to do is show you how to complete the homework, give you a key for the Nearpod Fire in the Bottle lab activity. So to begin it, you click on the lesson. It'll bring you here. Just remember, again, we always, for our name, ideally, last name, first initial, we make Mr. Rainey a happy camper because they make his grading so much easier. All right, so we join the lesson. We just kind of have to read through the first parts. Again, this part, remember, any hypothesis has if we do this, then this will happen because of this. So every hypothesis has if we add rubbing alcohol to the bottle, then I'd say the 90% will react better because it has more or less alcohol. It has more alcohol. So once you're done there, it's just easier from right. You go ahead and close that, skip it. Make sure you're not just skipping the blue tabs. If you're missing questions, you're going to be getting lower scores. What percentage of the alcohol? And I've already answered this. That's why it's submitted. I'm going to say the 90%. What fact? The independent variable is a factor or condition the scientist changes. The dependent variable is what changed due to that independent variable. So what changed because of what the scientist did. And those constants are those conditions that are kept the same. That helps them from affecting the results of the experiment. Which brings us to the time to climb. We haven't done these before, but if you notice that you pick a character, let's go with the turtle. You hit start. Do not just skip ahead. If you skip ahead, it's going to skip the entire lesson. What is the independent variable? The one that we change on the purpose. The independent variable was the percentage of alcohol that we used. You can see everybody else who took a quiz is populated in here. You can kind of see where they all turned out. We have some leaders up here. Then we have the dependent variable. The dependent variable is the reaction. That's what we're going to see. Again, we make our headway. What is the constant in the experiment? The constant was the amount of alcohol. Although we changed percentage. Now the bottle was not a constant because we used different bottles each time the same size, but not different bottles. The match was different each time because we kept it twice. And then finally gives you your score. I'm in second place. I apologize for that. Okay, then we come up with what are our observations of the bottle, like what's the shape, texture, size, color, smell, nothing really to add there. Now this is already there. If you wanted to draw the bottle, I'm fine with that. So if you want to use the drawing tools and say, okay, the bottle looked like had a top, a slight neck, and then a big old bottle, I'm fine with that. If you want to draw it. If you don't want to draw it because you don't think you draw well and you just want to do a search, 5-gallon bottle. When you search, okay, well, that looks kind of like what we use, so I'll choose that one. And you save it. Either one's fine. Make sure you submit. Okay, then we do the experiment. Now, I'm not going to show the whole video, but if you missed, oh, sorry. What are the constants? Let's see. Size of the, you're going to look and see any you agree with. The amount of alcohol, yeah, I agree. That's a good constant. The supplies and the size, I kind of get that. I would say the time to shake, that was a constant. I shook it for a minute both times. And you can post it. It's going to add your slide. So if you like a comment that's already up there, go ahead and click a like on it. If you don't worry about it. You can post your own if there's nothing up that you saw. Now this is the actual video. I'm not going to go through it. It's like 10 minutes. But if you missed the lab or your Wi-Fi was cutting out, please go back to that and watch it. Open-ended question. What did I see? And this again, I've already filled this out, so why it's already here. What did I felt? I feel a whoosh. I heard that whoosh sound. I wonder if I could be more clear. I can say it's a whoosh sound. I felt heat. I smelled alcohol. I saw flame. Okay, all those. And don't forget to submit. Then from this experiment, we can see that, and again, this is a fill in the blank. Alcohol is flammable, which means it burns. We had to add air to the bottle to make it burn, and then we checked the reaction of the bottle. Done, 3 for 3. Mr. Rainey's doing so well in this so far. Again, how do you think the reaction works? Alcohol air are ignited by the match. And it's basically just a simple explanation of how it works. Post it, it'll add it. If you like those, you can go ahead and click on a like. I'm fine with that. Then it's going to say, okay, which reaction, what other factors could have sorry, English this time. What other factors could have impacted the reaction of the two experiments? Well, the number of times the bottle was shaken, sure. How much alcohol was used? Well, I used the same amount each time. The amount of time was the same. The color of the match was the same. It wasn't the same match, so really the number of times the bottle was shaken is the one thing that I didn't control. So that could have impacted it. Okay, then I get to my conclusion. Again, I have a poll. What reaction was the better? I thought the 90% was a much better reaction. If I didn't like that answer, I could change it and submit. What could teacher have done more accurately during the experiment to help reduce their impact? Shaken the exact. So whatever I could have done to be more exact. The exact amount of times controlled. And I could have controlled probably the amount better. I spilled some. These are things we could do to make the experiment more accurate. So we submit that. How can we expand on this? Well, I see the bottle size, how much alcohol, different fluids. No one put that. Yeah, different fluids. So let's say if I try this with gasoline and the different percent, like gasoline has like unleaded, leaded. Maybe we can see that. That's the reaction. I'm not doing gasoline in case that's what you're wondering. High and I don't know. I don't think are the most appropriate expansions. You don't have anything appropriate. Please don't just use this as a message board. And then finally, you end this with a quiz. I'll give you the key. What do we call the one factor the scientist changes in the experiment? We call that the independent variable. What do we call the factor that we measure as a result, or what happened because of what we changed? Well, that depends on what we change. So it's the dependent variable. Which one would not be a constant? Well, we use the same size of bottle, so that would be constant. We use the same amount of alcohol, that's a constant. The percentage of alcohol, well, we change that each time, so that's not constant. And the amount of time the bottle was shaken, that was constant, except between the second and third trial. So the percentage of the alcohol is what we changed. It's not a constant. It's actually our independent variable. And then it shows you your score. You can review your score. Again, when you are done, now, I've added this. If you want to watch this, you can. This is done by the Flynn Company. I find it very amusing that the company who produces the lab has the worst example because they have so many variables. We'll talk about that a little bit tomorrow. But if you've got that done, you are done. If it says tap to start over, I have a score from you. I don't need anything else from you, and you can have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the lab, and we'll see you tomorrow.